Have you ever stopped and wondered why two cars with the exact same engine, same pistons, same internals, same block, still end up with different oil recommendations depending on the country they're sold in? It seems strange, right? But the truth is, there's a lot more hiding behind those small viscosity numbers on your oil cap than most drivers ever realize. And today, we're breaking that down clearly, simply, and with real data. We're talking about how fuel economy laws, climate differences, and manufacturer priorities all play a role in what oil your engine should use. But before we dive into it, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon, because next week we're exposing something even crazier: how modern transmission software tuning secretly affects your fuel mileage and your long-term reliability. Trust me, you don't want to miss that. All right, let's jump in. Section 1. Why oil grades aren't the same around the world. Here's a fact most people don't know. Most cars sold in the US are recommended 0W-20. The same models sold in Europe, Australia, or South America often recommend 5W-30. Same engine, same engineering, different oil. Mechanics have questioned this for years. So what's actually happening here? According to technical bulletins and multiple engineers who've spoken about this quietly for years, the difference does not come from the engine design. It comes from regulations. In the United States, automakers must meet CAFE, Corporate Average Fuel Economy standards. These fuel efficiency rules push manufacturers to squeeze every bit of mileage possible out of their engines, even if the difference is tiny. And thinner oil like 0W-20 reduces internal drag, giving slightly better fuel economy under government test cycles. On paper, it might save only 0.5 mpg, but for automakers, that tiny number is huge. And that's why you see 0W-20 printed on so many American oil caps. Section 2. The science behind thinner oil, pros and cons. Now, why does thinner oil help fuel economy? Because thinner oil flows faster, reduces resistance, lowers friction, improves efficiency. But there's another side of the story. Oil isn't just a lubricant. It also has to form a protective film between fast-moving metal parts. If that film becomes too thin, especially at high temperatures, metal starts touching metal, and that leads to increased wear. That's where viscosity numbers matter. The first number, like 0W, is about cold start flow. The second number, like 20 or 30, is the oil's thickness at operating temperature. So 0W-20 great for cold climates, but thinner at high heat. 5W-30, slightly thicker, better protection in hot conditions. This is exactly why countries with hot climates like Australia or Southern Europe usually recommend 5W-30 instead. Section 3. What real engineers actually say. Several engineers from Japan, Germany, and the United States have commented on this topic, although not loudly, because manufacturers don't want confusion. One engineer interviewed in Automotive Research Review 2023 said, "For long-term durability, 5W-30 is usually preferred. But to meet fuel economy rules in certain regions, thinner oil is specified." A European powertrain lab even did a test in a hot climate chamber. Identical engines. Same load, different oils, 0W-20 versus 5W-30. The engines running 5W-30 had 25 to 35% lower wear metals in the oil analysis. Now, this does not mean 0W-20 is bad. It simply means 0W-20 is designed primarily for efficiency, while 5W-30 is designed for stronger high heat protection. Section 4. Real-world heat versus oil performance. Let's talk real-world. Much of the US sees summer temperatures above 90 degrees Fahrenheit, and places like Arizona, Texas, and Florida regularly hit 100+ degrees. And heat is the enemy of thin oil. A study published in Lubrication Science Journal 2022 found that even high-quality synthetic 0W-20 loses up to 25% of its film strength when exposed to high heat and load. Meanwhile, 5W-30 maintains a significantly stronger protective layer. This has real consequences: better engine quietness, lower friction, lower wear, better protection under stress, towing, long drives, traffic. So drivers in hot regions naturally benefit from a slightly thicker oil. Section 5. Global market differences, not a conspiracy. Some people think this is a manufacturer conspiracy, but it's actually simpler. When automakers certify a car for the US market, they must use the same oil during government fuel economy testing. If they change that oil in the manual later, they'd have to recertify the entire vehicle. That process is extremely expensive. So, manufacturers keep a single oil recommendation for the whole US, even if some states have brutally hot climates. Other countries don't have the same fuel economy rules, so automakers have more flexibility to recommend the oil that balances durability and efficiency, which is often 5W-30. Section 6. Warranty concerns. Does using 5W-30 void it? Short answer, no. As long as the oil meets the required certification, API, ILSAC, Dexos, etc., your warranty is fine. Under the Magnuson-Moss Warranty Act, a manufacturer must prove that your oil choice directly caused the engine failure. Experts interviewed by Auto Service Digest 2023 said they had never seen a valid claim denied just because the owner used 5W-30 instead of 0W-20. So you're legally safe as long as you use quality oil. Section 7. Fuel economy. How big is the difference? Here's the truth. 0W-20 gives around 1% better fuel economy versus 5W-30. That's maybe 1 to 3 gallons per year for an average driver. Most drivers will never notice the difference. Tire pressure changes affect fuel economy more than the viscosity difference. So unless you're chasing government test numbers, the real-world effect is tiny. Section 8. Climate-based recommendations. The United States is huge. One oil grade can't fit every climate. Here's how other countries handle it. Most European and Asian manuals show a temperature chart listing acceptable oils: 0W-20 for freezing climates, 5W-30 for moderate hot climates, and W-40 for tropical regions. But American manuals usually don't show this chart. They give a single oil recommendation to maintain certification consistency. That's why many lubrication experts suggest choosing viscosity based on your climate, your driving style, your load, towing, highway, heat. Not just the manual. Section 9. Real drivers, real results. A Texas automotive group tested 2 identical SUVs for 60,000 miles SUV A using 0W-20 SUV B using 5W-30. The oil analysis showed 40% lower wear metals in the 5W-30 engines, smoother idle quieter valves, better performance in heat. Blackstone Labs has reported the same pattern repeatedly: slightly thicker oil. Soften show reduced wear in hot regions. This doesn't mean everyone should switch, but it does mean viscosity choice absolutely affects engine life. Section 10. Practical, real-world recommendations. Here's a simplified guide based on real lab data. Hot climates. Regularly above 90 degrees Fahrenheit, 32 degrees Celsius. Consider synthetic 5W-30. Better high heat protection, better stability, lower wear. Cold or mixed climates, 0W-20 or 0W-30. Works great. Helps with cold starts. Heavy loads, towing, long highway. Driving 5W-30 provides stronger protection against heat stress. Short trips, mild temperatures. Stick with the manufacturer. Recommendation difference is small. The one rule that never changes. High-quality synthetic oil. Always beats cheap conventional oil regardless of viscosity. Section 11. Myths versus reality. Let's bust the most common myths. Myth number 1. Thicker oil harms modern engines. Reality. If it meets the required specs, 5W-30 is perfectly safe and used worldwide. Myth number 2. You lose a lot of fuel economy. Reality. The difference is less than 1%. Most drivers never notice. Myth number 3. Engines are designed specifically for 0W-20 reality. The same engines run 5W-30 globally. Thin oil is for efficiency tests, not engineering limits. Myth number 4. Switching viscosity voids warranty. Reality: not legally possible unless the oil caused the failure. Section 12, final takeaway. So what does all this mean for you? It means oil choice is not simply right or wrong. It depends on your climate, your driving patterns, your long-term goals, and how long you plan to keep the car. If you live somewhere hot, drive long distances, tow, or plan to keep your vehicle past 150,000 miles, 5W-30 can offer stronger long-term protection. If you live somewhere cold or want maximum efficiency, 0W-20 is still perfectly fine. Just make sure it's a premium synthetic that meets your vehicle's certification. At the end of the day, the best thing you can do for your engine is use high-quality synthetic oil. Pick the right viscosity for your environment and change it on time. It's not about conspiracy theories or brand marketing. It's about understanding the reason behind their commendation on your oil cap. If this video helped you understand oil grades better, hit that like, subscribe, and get ready for next week's deep dive into how modern transmission programming influences efficiency and engine lifespan. Drive smart. Stay informed. Keep your engine healthy. See you in the next one.